Before we get started, I want to share a quick disclaimer. In this episode and all other episodes, I'm speaking from my own lived experience from the things I've experienced in my own grief journey and as a grief coach. So my disclaimer for this episode is, I am not a medical doctor and I am not a licensed therapist. This episode is meant to offer education, reflection, and support, not medical or mental health advice. If you're experiencing ongoing or concerning physical or emotional symptoms, I encourage you to seek care from a qualified healthcare or mental health professional. Let me start with something I wish someone had told me earlier in my grief journey. If your body feels different since your loss, if you're more tired, more tense, more inflamed, more anxious, if you feel like your body is reacting in ways you don't recognize, all of those feelings are valid. You're not crazy. Grief doesn't just live in your heart, it lives in your body. And today, that's what we're talking about. Welcome to Highlight Your Healing. I'm Shannon Roane, grief coach and founder of J&J Journals. This podcast is for women navigating grief and learning how to heal with faith. After loss, many people notice physical changes that they can't explain. You feel tired all the time, even after getting 8 hours of sleep. Your appetite changes. Your muscles feel tight or sore. Your chest feels heavy or tight. Your stomach feels unsettled. And your breathing feels shallow. And your mind feels slower than it used to. When this happens, people often assume something is wrong with them. You start questioning your health, your strength, or your ability to cope. You may wonder why your body feels different when the loss itself is no longer new. And if that has been your experience, grief affects your body, and these physical changes can be common. And today, we're talking about how grief shows up physically, why these changes happen, and how to respond to your body in a way that supports healing instead of fighting it. This episode is not about diagnosing anything or pushing yourself to feel better. It's about understanding what your body has been doing so you can stop blaming yourself for it. When you experience grief, especially sudden or traumatic grief, your body goes into survival mode. Your nervous system doesn't know the difference between emotional danger or physical danger. So it responds the same way it would if you were being chased. So think about it. If you're being chased, your heart rate increases. Your muscles tense, or cortisol, also known as the stress hormone, that can spike. Your digestion can slow down. Your sleep gets disrupted. And your body is saying something is wrong. Stay alert. And when grief doesn't resolve quickly, which it doesn't, your body can stay stuck in that state for a very long time, weeks, months, and even years. And that's when physical symptoms start to show up. One of the most common physical effects of grief is ongoing fatigue. This is not ordinary tiredness. This is the kind of fatigue that doesn't improve with a single good night of sleep. You may wake up tired even after 8 or more hours of sleep. Simple tasks may feel heavier than they used to. You may feel like your energy runs out faster, even on days when you're not doing much. Grief requires energy. Your brain is processing change. Your nervous system is staying alert. Your body is adjusting to a new reality. And all of this uses physical and mental resources. Even when you're not consciously thinking about your loss, your system is still working in the background. And that work shows up as fatigue. See, many people judge themselves for this. They assume they should be able to push through or that they're being lazy. But grief-related fatigue is not about motivation. Your body has been carrying more than usual. Rest is not something you earn after healing. Rest is a part of how your body recovers. Grief commonly disrupts sleep. Some people have trouble falling asleep, while others wake up during the night and can't fall back asleep. Some sleep longer than usual, but never fully feel rested. And this happens because grief keeps the nervous system activated. When the body stays on alert, it's harder to fully relax, even at night. Muscles remain tense, your breathing can stay shallow, and the brain stays partially engaged. Sleep problems don't mean that you're doing something wrong. They mean that your nervous system has not fully yet settled. Trying to force sleep or becoming frustrated with your body often makes things worse. And understanding that sleep disruption is a normal response to grief can reduce some of the stress around it, which can also help with the body relaxing over time. Grief can also affect digestion and your appetite. Some people lose interest in food. Others may eat more than usual. Some experience nausea, stomach discomfort, bloating, or even changes in your bowels. This happens because digestion is closely tied to your nervous system. And when stress levels are high, digestion slows down or becomes irregular. The body prioritizes survival functions over digestion. And this response is automatic. It's not a choice, and it's not a flaw. I had someone share with me recently. She said, "I'm not even hungry. I'm just eating to eat." Not because food tastes good, not because her body needs nourishment or nutrition, but because eating fills space. And if that's you, I want you to hear this. This is not a lack of discipline. This is grief looking for comfort. And sometimes food becomes a distraction, a grounding tool, or a way to just feel something when everything else feels numb. Other times, grief can do the opposite. It takes your appetite completely away. And both of those are normal. If eating feels different now, or if your appetite has changed, this is a common physical response to grief. And pressuring yourself to eat normally or criticizing your body for these changes can often increase stress and make digestion harder. Gentle attention and patience allows the digestive system to settle gradually. Grief often shows up as physical tension. Many people notice tight shoulders, clenching your jaws, neck pain, headaches, back pain, or general soreness without clear cause. When loss happens, the body often braces without conscious awareness. Muscles stay engaged as if they're preparing for another impact. And over time, that tension can lead to discomfort or pain. And this doesn't mean that you're injured. It means your body has been holding on to stress. Ignoring this tension does not usually make it go away. Noticing it and responding with rest, gentle movement, or stretching, that can often help release some of those stored stress. Many people experience changes in their breathing after loss. Breathing may become shallow, the chest may feel tight or heavy, and some people describe a pressure or more of a constricted feeling. And these sensations, they can be frightening, especially when they appear suddenly. In most cases, they're related to your nervous system activation. But as always, seek medical attention, or if this feels like a medical emergency, please contact your doctor. Make sure that you're doing what is best for you in that situation. When the body is under stress, breathing patterns, they can change automatically. Slowly, the breathing, it allows your chest and shoulders to relax, and that can help your body calm down. Understanding that those sensations are a part of stress, that response can reduce the fear and help the body settle more quickly. Grief affects how the brain functions. Many people notice difficulty concentrating, forgetfulness, slower thinking, or trouble making decisions. This can be unsettling, especially for people who are used to thinking clearly and efficiently. And tasks that used to feel easy may take more effort. Grief uses mental resources. The brain is processing change, monitoring for safety, and managing emotional information. This temporarily reduces the energy available for focus and for memory. This does not mean your abilities are gone. It means your brain is prioritizing adaptation. So as your system settles, clarity usually starts to return gradually. And another thing many people notice after loss, they get sick more often. Colds, flare-ups, lingering illnesses. Stress suppresses immune function. So if you've been thinking, why do I keep catching everything? Grief may be a part of the answer. So just a little bit about my own personal experience with all of this. Before my major losses, I never had symptoms of PCOS. No irregular cycles, no hormonal issues, no red flags. But after grief, after trauma, loss, prolonged stress, everything changed. My body changed. My cycles changed. My hormones felt out of control. Inflammation showed up in ways it had never had before. And I remember thinking, why is my body betraying me? But it wasn't betrayal. It was grief. Chronic stress impacts hormone regulation. Cortisol affects insulin. Inflammation increases. Grief didn't cause PCOS, but I truly believe that it worsened it, and no one had prepared me for that at all. Women's bodies are especially sensitive to prolonged stress. Grief can impact menstrual cycles, fertility, thyroid function, autoimmune conditions, chronic inflammation. So if you notice missed or irregular periods, increased PMS, weight changes, skin flare-ups, hormonal shifts, hear me out. Your body is responding to loss. Many people, they respond to these physical changes by pushing harder. They increase caffeine, ignore pain, or stay busy, and they tell themselves to be strong. Sometimes this works short term, but over time, pushing through physical grief often leads to burnout. Your body doesn't respond well to being ignored. When you listen to your physical symptoms and adjust your pace, your symptoms receive the message that it is safe to relax. Healing happens more efficiently when the body feels supported rather than forced. Supporting your body through grief does not require major changes. It starts with paying attention. Noticing when you're tired instead of pushing past it. Noticing where you hold tension. Noticing when your body needs rest, movement, or just moment of quietness. Responding may mean slowing your pace, saying no more often, resting without guilt, or asking for help. These are not signs of weakness. These are signs of awareness. So I want you to start listening to your body without judgment. Instead of asking, what's wrong with me? Try asking, what is my body trying to tell me? Pain, fatigue, and cravings, they are all communication signals. To regulate your nervous system, try these simple practices: deep breathing, gentle stretching, taking a warm shower or warm bath, walking. Tell your body that you are safe right now. And then being curious about eating and not being critical about it. If you're emotional eating, I want you to try asking yourself, what am I actually craving right now? Is it comfort, control, connection? You don't have to shame yourself into healing. Rest is a part of grief work, and you are not lazy for needing more sleep. So I want you to grab your journal, and instead of asking yourself, how do I feel emotionally? Try asking, where do I feel grief in my body today? What does my body need right now? And this is where healing starts to deepen. If your grief has been showing up in your body, you're not doing grief wrong. You're not behind, and you're not failing at healing. You're human. And your body has been doing its best to protect you. If this episode spoke to you, I'd love for you to take a moment to rate and review the podcast. It helps another woman who might feel alone in her body right now find this space. And if you want support that honors both your emotional and physical experience of grief, you can connect with me through my journals, resources, or coaching at jnjjournals.com. I'll link everything in the show notes. And again, thank you for trusting me with this conversation. Until next time, be gentle with your body. It's carried more than anyone knows. And as always, continue to highlight your healing.